Coming up on Confidential, a diva who defined grace, Miss Elizabeth.
The audience fell in love with Elizabeth. Her sweetness just shined through.
And a sad ending to a once storybook life.
Lean down and check and see if she's breathing. Look at her chest, see if it's rising.
Doesn't look like it is. I'm scared to death.
Hi everyone, I'm Gene Okerlund, and this is WWE Confidential. Last Thursday, in the early hours of the morning, a 911 call was placed from inside the home of wrestling star Lex Luger. Apparently, a woman was in distress and was in need of medical attention. She was rushed to a nearby hospital and died shortly thereafter. A little later on that same afternoon, we were all stunned with the tragic news that Elizabeth Hewlett, better known as Miss Elizabeth, had passed away at just 42 years of age. Equally shocking, Lex Luger was taken in for questioning and released, then taken in again and arrested on charges of illegal possession of controlled substances. Naturally, there's been plenty of speculation as to what may have transpired on that night. Elizabeth's death is still under investigation, and until the official autopsy results are revealed in a few weeks, we're still not sure what the exact cause of death was. A little later on tonight, we'll take a revealing look into the last few tumultuous years of Elizabeth's life. But first up, in honor of her memory, we would like to pay tribute to the woman who was truly the First Lady of Wrestling, the woman that the whole world fell in love with back in 1985. Miss Elizabeth.
She had certain qualities that we have never seen before and no doubt never will again. She was a very, very unique and very special human being. And she brought those qualities to life just being basically herself.
She had an unbelievable presence. The camera really liked her.
When she debuted back in the mid-'80s, that was groundbreaking, and it certainly led to where we are today with a lot of the other divas that we have in this company.
Elizabeth is just about one of the prettiest ladies you'll ever see. This lady really adds a lot of class to the show.
When I think nowadays of WWE divas, the first person that comes to my mind is Miss Elizabeth. And I think all the divas now have a piece of Miss Elizabeth in them because she helped pioneer where these ladies are today.
Elizabeth was one of the first female managers. She didn't have a lot to say. And so much of what she said was really in her eyes and the way she conducted herself as a professional. She had this quality that made you as the viewer want to empathize with her. I mean, little girls wanted to grow up and be like Miss Elizabeth.
Well, I was very young when I first met Miss Elizabeth. And to a degree, I somewhat idolized her. She was elegant, she was classy. When she came to the ring, she wore sequin gowns. She was always sweet and supportive of her man. And backstage, Elizabeth was a very real, sweet person.
Miss Elizabeth did a lot of charity work with me in Florida, and every time that she would step out of that car, I mean, she was on the money. She could communicate with people, and I think her upbringing, being a little Kentucky woman, and her childhood, I think had a lot to do with that. And I think her parents did a tremendous job of teaching her respect, and she respected everybody that she touched.
The way that she conducted herself in the arena as the character was a lot in the same way that she conducted herself in her real life.
The fans watch superstars in the ring, and the fans can tell what that superstar is really like. And Elizabeth connected with the audience. Her sweetness just shined through. The audience fell in love with Elizabeth. Elizabeth just connected. I think about the ultimate love story with her and Randy Savage. As a little girl, you know, watching this romance unfold on wrestling was the greatest thing in the world for me.
Elizabeth, I love you.
Goodness, he's getting that, folks. He's building up his courage. I think maybe he's going to ask her.
Will you marry me?
Oh, yeah.
My personal favorite memory of Elizabeth is when her and Randy got married in Madison Square Garden at SummerSlam.
So long as you both do live.
I will.
Now I, in accordance with the authority vested in me, pronounce that you are husband and wife.
Well, you could call that the wedding heard around the world, because that was the first time we've ever married anyone in the ring. It really touched a lot of people sentimentally.
I can see her hoisted on Randy Savage's shoulder, doing a couple of pirouettes or something like that, and the music playing and the big smile on her face, and she's giving back to the audience as much as she's receiving and even more. That's my vision of Elizabeth, and more than anything else, I think that's the moment that stands out for me.
Up next, the U.S. Navy gets a visit from the superstars of SmackDown.
They are so dedicated and committed to defending our country and our rights, and I just think it's really important to let them know that we support them.
Still to come, things would dramatically alter for Elizabeth Hewlett.
Do what I asked you to do, and then come back and let me know whether her chest was rising.
I can't tell.
Welcome back to Confidential. This portion of the program is brought to you by Milky Way, pleasure you can't measure. By Castrol GTX, the motor oil as advanced as your engine. And by NikeBasketball.com.
We are thankful that the war in Iraq is officially over, but we must realize that our military presence is still felt in Iraq, and it is crucial that we as Americans continue to support our troops, not only the men and women stationed in Iraq, but those who remain here at home. Recently, some of the superstars of SmackDown got a chance to go aboard the USS Vela Gulf at the U.S. Naval Base in Norfolk, Virginia, to meet the troops and to say thank you.
Today, me and some of the other fellow SmackDown talent had the luxury of touring the USS Vela Gulf at the largest naval base in the United States.
There he is. There he is.
Hey, how about joining me in a great big round of applause for Dawn, Sable, Ray, and Ryan?
Well, first of all, we would just like to thank you for allowing us on your ship. We are so proud to be here and feel so honored. And we would like to give you a round of applause for everything you do.
I was really proud when they asked me to come and visit the sailors. I come from a family of military men, and I know what I go through myself. My brother goes overseas and how sad he is, and just to be able to come here and give my support and take some of my private time to just come here and talk to him, I just really felt proud to do it.
I'm just so proud to be here. My brother has served, and I just cannot just tell you how excited I am and proud of you that I am, and I really do understand what your families are going through when you're over there, and I give you a round of applause and your families. I really do.
They're brave men and women. They protect our freedom, and it's just nice to meet them and interact with them, and you know, they get to show us what they do for a living.
These are the people that are representing our country. These are the people that are fighting for our freedom. These are the people that go out for months and months overseas to fight for our rights.
You guys are a bunch of brave young men and women, and God bless you.
It's a great morale lifter. There's not a whole lot that we can give our sailors other than some time off, occasionally an award and a pat on the back. To have a superstar or superstars come aboard like we did today is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for them.
I think it's great that they want to come out here and support us. I know they have a busy schedule and everything, and I think it's great that they would want to come out here and visit and see what we do on our ship.
A lot of sailors here in the Navy tend to watch a lot of these programs, and they get a really high boost when superstars such as the WWE come on board, and installs a lot of pride in their job and a lot of enthusiasm to help them do their job a lot better.
I think it's very important to show our support to the troops. They are so dedicated and committed to defending our country and our rights and the opportunities that we have. And I just think it's really important to let them know that we support them, that we are behind them, and our thoughts and prayers are with them.
There's such a great relationship between the WWE and the U.S. Armed Forces. I think a lot of the sailors are fans of the WWE and certainly appreciative of them coming out and taking their time to spend it with us.
They make me proud to be an American. This whole experience today was wonderful and something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
When we return, we go outside the ropes with John Cena.
My movie would be called like 200th Mile. So I'd be way, way outside the hood, like green grass and white picket fence, little golden retriever running around, hey, go get it.
Still to come, a tragic end to the life of Miss Elizabeth.
I want you to pinch her nose with your hand.
Yeah.
And lift her chin so that the head bends just slightly back.
And now, the WWE Rewind is brought to you by Castrol GTX, the motor oil as advanced as your engine.
Coming out on my turf. Who you think you are, cat?
Spank it, dog! When I say Cena, you say sucks. Cena! Cena!
Oh, my God. Oh! Hendrick's about to get the F-U.
Want a lesson in thugonomics? Well, you've come to the right place this week. I myself am not exactly fluent with rap, but old Mean Gene is definitely down with word life. This week, our colleague Josh Matthews went outside the ropes with SmackDown superstar John Cena.
Welcome to Outside the Ropes. Josh Matthews here with John Cena.
Word life.
John Cena, I got 10 questions for you. Let's begin.
You got 10 questions for me. Nothing below the equator. Shoot.
Excluding yourself, of course, who is the world's best rapper?
Who's the world's best rapper? Cannabis, man. He's off the grid. Everybody knows that. You probably never heard of Cannabis, though. So the answer for people like you would be Eminem, but the answer for people who love hip-hop would be Cannabis.
Okay. Where do you find those throwback jerseys, and which one's your favorite?
Where do I find the throwbacks, man? Malls across America, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. Just go cop the newest gear at the mall. What's my favorite throwback? Milwaukee Bucks, baby. Just because I got that little deer spinning the basketball. You know how we do. Right.
Are you finished?
All right.
What do you predict will be the next fashion statement in the world of hip-hop?
You know, I see steel chains of the Master Locks making a huge comeback. See every week on TV, man, kids rocking that. Like, yo, I got the chain locked down. You know what I'm saying? I think that's making a comeback. That and maybe like polka dotted hammer pants. But that's on the down low between you and me. I got the inside for Versace and Hugo Boss.
What do you think of female rap artists?
Female rap artists are tearing it up. Girls like Eve, Rod Digger. You know, if you can get on the mic and spit, doesn't matter what color, sex, race, creed, whatever. You do your stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look at these little shirts.
Who inspired you, or what inspired you to be a rapper?
Just the fact that it's a different kind of thing, you know? I grew up, I ain't gonna front, man. I grew up in small town America. I'm from the Boondocks, representing the Boondocks.
West Newbury, Massachusetts.
Mean streets of West Newbury, Massachusetts. We got a post office and a stoplight. They just put that in last year for the crosswalk, right? So, you know, like everybody out there just was doing their own thing, listening to rock music. I said, I'm gonna go the other way, listen to rap music. And that was like right around the time that DMC hit, LL Cool J, EPMD, BDP, like all them classics. So I just started listening to everything, and I love the music. I love the art form. I love the ability to just go on there and spit what you think, you know?
Who shot Biggie and Tupac?
I tell you, but I have to put on a DVD. You know what I'm saying? Sell it on Easy Pay for $14.95.
Eminem's movie is called 8 Mile.
8 Mile.
What is John Cena's movie going to be called?
John Cena's like, it's either 4th Mile, because I'm like a little bit, I don't know how the hood goes. Like 8th Mile was a trailer park, like close. No, I guess He was saying like 60th mile was like outside the hood. My movie would be called like 200th mile, because I'd be way, way outside the hood, like with green grass and white picket fence, little golden retriever running around, you know. Hey, go get it. All right then. Maybe a basset hound or something, you know, Alpo style.
When you're not rapping, what does John Cena like to do?
You know, just cruising the 6'4", hit switches, and talk to them hoes, you know what I'm saying?
If there's one message that you can give to all your homies, what would it be?
I'm fully focused, man. I'm just trying to spread the word of thugonomics. Encourage everybody to get the education. I got my PhD in thugonomics, you know what I'm saying? Look at me. I'm straight up running stuff in the WWE. SmackDown side, of course. The best side, of course. So I'm just preaching to my homies, you know. Go out there and do your thing, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing, whatever that is. If it's standing here looking 13, being an announcer, trying to ask me some questions, you know, whatever. You got your own thing going on, I guess.
Well, can you give a rap to Gene back in the studio?
Can I give a rap to Gene back in the studio?
Mean Gene?
You want me to shout out to Mean Gene, rap about SmackDown, how we on the blue team, and how we rip it from Monday to Thursday? You can't see me with your glasses anyway. You want to talk about stuff like Confidential? I'll rip your teeth out, dude. You need the false dental. I don't need to talk to you or Mean Gene. I play by my own rules. I play for my own team. I can even do this flow even if I stutter. My flow's mad tight. I'm like a roll with butter. Word life, kid. This is thugonomics. You got any more questions? Don't ever do that again. You can rock the glasses and the hemp thing and all your little rings. You don't do this, all right? That's cool. All right.
This has been Outside the Ropes with John Cena.
Word life.
I appreciate the love, John. Although I don't know all the lingo, it was more swee-a-zing in my day.
Up next, Jesse Ventura leaves his mark on the microphone.
So my legacy would truly be that I was the greatest color commentator in the history of pro wrestling.
But still to come.
As far as the police department is concerned, we'll be on hold until the medical examiner does an autopsy and sends off toxicology and gets those reports back.
Wrestling is all about finding your niche, and there was no doubt that Jesse Ventura found his early in his career. Jesse's verbal skills on the microphone were unparalleled. So as Jesse's wrestling career was winding down, his days of flourishing behind the mic were already in full swing. In fact, it was Jesse who created the mold that so many after him have attempted to follow. The Body teamed up with a variety of legendary World Wrestling Entertainment announcers. I myself had the pleasure of working with Ventura many a night. It was at that time that we all listened as Jesse became one of the greatest wrestling announcers in history.
I realized that it was time to make a transition in my career, and going from in the ring to broadcasting out of the ring was a natural move.
Jesse the Body is now the number one announcer in the world of wrestling.
I'm fired up!
Will Haku pay the piper?
Jesse the Body that got the scoop, and don't you forget it.
And that's the way it is, Jack. My legacy probably would truly be that I was the greatest color commentator in the history of pro wrestling. Not in the ring, but actually at a mic, which I was at my strongest at the mic anyway.
You don't understand the significance of this, McMahon. I'm the first announcer in history that is going to step into the ring and back up what I say. Do you think you ever see Brett Musburger put on a pair of cleats, go nose to nose and toes to toes with Refrigerator Perry?
I was always proud, too, that in fact that I did announce and still continued to wrestle at one point, and no other announcer was ever doing that in the entertainment sports world at that time.
You think you'd ever see Vin Scully standing there, look down the pipe, and take a high, hard one under the nose from Dwight Gooden? No way! But the Body is the only one who can back up his words and step into the ring.
Well, I bring life experiences from many different things. I have a hard time holding a job over 4 years. That's why I guess I was good at governor. I've done a lot of things. I've been to all 50 states. And I think I bring a broad range of life experiences to the table, which I have a fair amount of credibility to critique wrestling, because I've done it. Had I only been an announcer for 20 years, I don't think I would have the ability to critique wrestling to the extent that I can, having been in the ring, having been an announcer, having been wore all these different hats in the world of wrestling. I've also wore the different hats in life.
I have to ask the question everyone except that Ivy League bird watcher McMahon wants to know.
If you're looking for animals, McMahon, you've got them right here. The royalty is heading to the ring, and you better do it right, McMahon. Remember, McMahon, that it was Jesse the Body that got the scoop, and don't you forget it. Back to you, back to you, back to you, McMahon.
I feel great because I broadcasted and was part of what I think is the greatest broadcast team in history, Vince and myself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vince McMahon, and standing alongside me, the world's largest unprocessed nut, Jesse the Body Ventura. And what are you doing dressed up like the Ultimate Warrior?
I predict the Warrior will strike gold in WrestleMania 6.
Last week you said the Hulkster was going to take it.
So sue me, I reversed myself.
If you knew anything about reversals, you'd still be an active wrestler.
You know, Jesse was one of the men who was thrown in the broadcast booth with me to see how it would work out. He was very green, and certainly he's come a long way since then.
You maybe don't like it, Gorilla Monsoon. McMahon, why don't you just take 2 aspirin and I'll see you again next summer?
I can remember WrestleMania 1, Madison Square Garden. Jesse was very uptight, very nervous. Doing the opening of the program, the on-camera, I literally had to hold him up by the back of his jacket. That's how scared he was and how much he was shaking. Well, as you can see, he's certainly come a long way since then.
McMahon, even a wimp like you that went to Harvard must have played poker sometime in your life. You can go to the bank with this. There will be a new world heavyweight champion tonight.
Jesse was very temperamental, and there are times when he wouldn't want to say anything. And as part of a broadcast team, you can't do that. And now you can't keep him quiet.
Welcome, everyone, to my town, Tinseltown, Hollywood. Yup, swimming pools, movie stars, and Jesse the Body Ventura. I'm excited because we've got an action-packed 6-man tag team, Mo.
But there are times where I had to literally elbow him to get him to open up. I said, you're not a seal now, Jesse. You're not underwater. You know, you're not going to drown if you open your mouth. Say something. He grasped it very quickly. You know, I threw him a lot of softballs, and he knocked them all out of the park.
What do you think of that? Look at that. It looks like 2 carp in the Mississippi River going after the same piece of corn.
And that's when you know that you have that within you. It's not something you really learn. You either have it or you don't have it. Well, Jesse had it. And to sit there and be 285 pounds, wearing his tie-dyes and his boas, his crazy hats, couldn't help but succeed.
Up next, we go back to the vault to bring you a truly one-of-a-kind family feud.
Bret the Hitman Hart and Davey Boy Smith. The intensity, the drive, the motivation, just the match. I was on the edge of my seat.
But coming up on Confidential.
What I want you to do, I want you to go over and see if she's breathing.
I can't tell. Please send somebody here who knows what they're doing.
I understand that, sir. I have somebody on the way. But if she's not breathing, you need to help her breathe.
Clearasil presents WWE Judgment Day, coming to you live next Sunday, May 18th, from the Charlotte Coliseum in Charlotte, North Carolina, and will be available exclusively on pay-per-view. Clear skin, Clearasil.
This is Rhino, and my favorite classic match of all time would probably have to be Bret the Hitman Hart and Davey Boy Smith in London, England. Oh boy, was it an awesome match. My favorite, I'm sure fans all over the world, their favorite match too. I mean, the intensity, the drive, the motivation, just the match. I was on the edge of my seat, the fans were on the edge of their seat, and 60, I think maybe 80,000 people in the arena. They were all standing because it was a great match. Why don't we crack the doors open on that vault and play that match right now?
Oh, look at the spectacle, yes, of SummerSlam.
Amazing. Here we go.
And a bit of a stare down here. Psychological. Whoa, 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 whoa.
They're psyching each other out. That's what they're doing.
This matchup tearing the respective families apart.
Oh, I'm sick and tired of hearing about families being torn apart.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Winning the belt and getting all that money. Who cares about your family? They don't do nothing for you except come to your house at Thanksgiving, try to mooch a meal.
What a humanitarian. Bobby the Brain Heenan.
I'm the king of England.
All right. You're the king, all right. And look at that, maneuver by Hitman Bret Hart. Whoa, whoa, how about that? Whoa, all the way to the outside.
Look at the determination in his face. I think he knows he's got it. I don't know why he lets Whoopi Goldberg do his hair.
What? The Hitman back up. Back into the ring. A lesser man would have already been counted out after that. Once again locking up. Oh, nice takedown by the Hitman. Head scissor. Kick out. Oh, look at this. And again. No, missing with that. So the Hitman Bret Hart taking the British Bulldog over.
They're very evenly matched if you think about it. Neither of them are too bright.
What do you mean by that? Oh my! Over the British Bulldog. One! No, 2 minutes in. Go! Whoa! Oh, package one! We get to it! And a nice takeover again by the Hitman Bret Hart.
And he took him over from his knees. He had all the moves, all the speed, the agility, and the leverage. That's why they call him the excellence of execution. I think he might be getting executed tonight.
Really?
Yep.
Obviously, the Hitman Bret Hart must contend with the power of the British Bulldog. And again, as you mentioned, the British Bulldog must contend with the technical skills of Bret Hart. Oh, nice escape. Into the hammerlock, climbing the knee down. And again. Oh, what an elbow right and a kisser.
Hit him right in the old fish and chips.
Bret Hart now in control. Much like the matchup between the Ultimate Warrior and the Macho Man Randy Savage, expect this to be a seesaw, grueling type battle. Davey Boy, look at this. Trying to make the move. Oh, what an escape. What a reversal. What a takedown that was by the British Bulldog.
And really, if you think about it, good wrestling. He didn't try to do anything cute or fancy. He took him. Who's that, Mike McGurk?
And Diana looking on with great consternation.
No, looking like to me. He went right down, took him down with that hold and stayed on it.
Both men back to their feet. Bret Hart now trying to escape. Doesn't he? Goes downstairs. Davey Boy coming off the rope. Oh, yes. And for the run.
Oh, did he hit that corner? He looks confident, I'm telling you.
Davey Boy, no, from behind the Hitman Bret Hart. The suplex, it's over, 2, yes. Oh.
Are you kidding me? Only one man I know that can get up from all these moves. That's Ric Flair.
Oh, please.
Is there anything they haven't done?
I don't believe so. Bret Hart hooking, no, Davey Boy blocks the attempt of the suplex and blocks it again. The Hitman Bret Hart, whoa, goes up to the top rope.
Bret is hurt.
Almost went Cena. Oh,
top,
no.
the top.
Oh, no.
He's gonna suplex him from the top rope.
Tell me this. From the top rope.
He's got it. A new champion.
2. No, I can't believe it.
Wow.
I think we've seen just about every wrestling move there is to see thus far in this seesaw matchup.
What a match.
Off the rope. And again. Double clothesline. Both men out.
What a match, huh, McMahon?
Unbelievable. What a night. What a SummerSlam.
Uh-oh, he's going for the sharpshooter.
Yes.
He's going to set him up in the sharpshooter.
Bret Hart having presence of mind.
Flat on his back, half unconscious, knows enough to do this. He can't turn him. He can turn him.
There he goes.
I knew he could turn him.
What?
He's got the hind legs of that mutt.
Oh, yes, the sharpshooter apart. It's all over.
Nobody's ever gotten out of this. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. You can have some tea. Take the easy way out, pal. Give it up. Your wife will
Imagine
drive
the
home.
pain the British Bulldog is in. Yes, and yes, he saves himself.
Hey, if you don't like it, you shouldn't be here. You should be home doing dishes.
Stop it.
Washing clothes.
Unbelievable intestinal fortitude on the part of both participants. Sunset flip. Wait a minute, two. That's it.
He beat him. He beat him. Wembley Arena is going nuts. I mean, Wembley Stadium. I don't know where it is.
The winner of this bout and new Intercontinental Champion, the British Bulldog.
I can't believe it. One of the greatest wrestling matches of all time has just taken place here at SummerSlam. The new Intercontinental Champion, the British Bulldog.
And he did it in his own backyard.
In 80,355 jam-packing Wembley Stadium.
That was the second largest crowd at a World Wrestling Entertainment event, trailing only the 93,000 plus that packed the Pontiac Silverdome for WrestleMania 3. This weekend, the superstars of SmackDown have headed back to the United Kingdom with stops in England, Scotland, and Ireland. And next week, we'll have all of the highlights of that tour right here on Confidential.
When we return,
You need to find out whether or not she's breathing. Go over to her, roll her, put her on. Sir,
Oh, my God. Oh, please send somebody.
listen to me. You have got to help her.
Earlier in the show, we took a look back at the life of the lovely Miss Elizabeth. What didn't we know that could make her story have such a tragic ending? So many questions, so few answers.
The world of sports entertainment was deeply saddened this past week by the untimely death of the First Lady of Wrestling, Miss Elizabeth, Elizabeth Hewlett. Immediately, rumors began to swirl as to the exact cause of death. Autopsy results are due in a couple of weeks, but a Cobb County spokesperson said, quote, "At this point, we don't know if it's a suicide, we don't know if it's a natural death, and we don't know if it's a homicide." While Elizabeth outwardly was a beautiful, happy woman, apparently her personal life was filled with turmoil.
I really don't know what made Miss Elizabeth happy. A lot of people may think that being in the business she seemed happy, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know if she ever really found it, because she was always the passenger when I was around. She was never the driver.
Her on-screen character was that of a damsel in distress. Ironically, that is exactly what she became in her real life. Elizabeth's real-life marriage to Macho Man Randy Savage eventually became a mirror image of their on-screen relationship.
My Elizabeth is beautiful, isn't she?
Don't you talk too quick, McMahon. Macho Man hears this broadcast, you'll be in trouble.
Well, the Macho Man is a little on the possessive side. Oh, wait a minute, look at this. What in the world does Elizabeth see in the Macho Man? I have no idea.
In the marriage she was in, both professionally as well as personally, she was smothered to a certain extent. In terms of her marriage to the Macho Man Randy Savage, he was overprotective both as the character you saw on television and in real life.
Well, she related to my wife in several different situations. She felt overprotected, that it was overprotection to an obsession in some different cases.
Was Savage and Elizabeth's relationship love or obsession? Whatever it wasn't working. In 1992, Elizabeth and Randy filed for divorce. Following their divorce, Elizabeth continued to manage, but soon after decided to take a break from the World Wrestling Federation.
She kept in contact with my wife once in a while. I think she was kind of like searching. I don't think she really found the groove. I don't know if she really became happy or found that place where she really wanted to be.
Elizabeth stayed out of the wrestling spotlight for more than 4 years. In 1996, Hulk Hogan introduced Elizabeth into the WCW.
When Elizabeth left here, I dare say life probably changed for her. And I don't know any of the particulars other than when she was here, there was a very caring environment. You know, we all look out for each other, and it's one big family. And when she went to WCW, as it was known then, there wasn't the same family. It wasn't the same caring. And she probably was looked different upon than she was when she was here. She was probably looked as a commodity like anything else. I'm not saying that's horrible, but it was just a different environment altogether, and I guess life didn't turn out too well.
WCW is where Elizabeth first began to work with Lex Luger. Their on-screen relationship became something more. While the details of their relationship are still sketchy, it is known that less than 2 weeks prior to her death, Cobb County Police responded to a domestic disturbance at Lex Luger's home on Sunday, April 19th. According to police reports, when authorities arrived, Elizabeth's right eye was beginning to swell. There was a bruise forming above her left eye, and she had a contusion on her lower lip. Elizabeth initially denied that bruises were received from Luger, but eventually conceded that Luger had indeed hit her. Elizabeth requested that no charges be filed against Luger, but authorities had no choice but to arrest Luger and charge him with battery. Then on May 1st, Lex Luger called 911 at 5:30 in the morning.
She's laying on the floor. I've tried to pick her up. I've tried to...
Okay, what I want you to do, I want you to go over and see if she's breathing.
I can't tell. Please send somebody here who knows what they're doing.
I understand that, sir. I have somebody on the way. But if she's not breathing, you need to help her breathe. You need to find out whether or not she's breathing. Go over to her, roll her, put her on... Sir?
Oh, my God. Oh, please send somebody.
Listen to me. You have got to help her. Lean down.
I'm trying. I've been trying to help her.
Lean down and check and see if she's breathing. Look at her chest. See if it's rising.
Doesn't like it is. I'm scared to death.
Paramedics responded to Luger's home, but were unsuccessful in saving Elizabeth Hewlett's life. Luger was charged with 14 different drug possession counts, 13 of which are felonies.
It's really unfortunate to have two individuals who had such wonderful careers, both Lex as well as Miss Elizabeth, and to have the two of them winding up together in this tragic situation. It's really unfortunate. The thing that I want to say is, and I don't exactly know how to say it, is of how I'm not angry, although part of me is, but I guess disappointed, you know, how someone could let themselves down as much as obviously Elizabeth and Lex let each other and themselves down. And the irony of
of the innocence of Miss Elizabeth juxtaposed to the way that she died. There's a message there somewhere of, I don't know what exactly it is other than falling from grace and not dealing with it, if that's what it was. Not having a purpose in life beyond our business, if that's what it was. I'm not too sure what the message is, but it's something that performers in our business have to learn from, and so that they do not repeat the same mistakes that were made by others before them.
This story continues to develop. As we told you earlier, authorities have yet to declare an official cause of death. But as reported by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution on Thursday, May 8th, Lex Luger told authorities that Hewlett drank 2 glasses of vodka and proceeded to take some medication for her back pain. Then, while sitting on the couch eating a plate of food, she began to choke. Luger tried to remove the food from her mouth and perform CPR, but was unsuccessful. By the time the emergency crews arrived, it was too late, and she was later pronounced dead at Wellstar Kenstone Hospital. Truly a tragic ending to a wonderful woman. We would like to send out our deepest condolences to Elizabeth Hewlett's family and friends in this very difficult time. That's all for this week. I'm Gene Okerlund. Thank you and good night.